Welcome, everyone. My name is Mott Wallen. I am the Chief Development Officer. I've been with Hospice for about a little over 8 years. Truly love my job, and I truly love these ceremonies. I'm going to ask, you all have your programs. So thank you very much for coming and braving the rain and the traffic. For those of you coming from Walnut Creek, that was probably no fun for any of you. So first, I'd like to invite up one of our board members, Eric Redney, who's been with us for years, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mats. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. This is always one of the most memorable days and evenings of my year to acknowledge some of our wonderful people who are no longer with us. So I am still very fortunate to have my mother here. So after 101.5 years, and she has decided she's not ready for a break yet. So that's good news for all of us. Staff does a wonderful job together, and just without further ado, thank you and happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to you all.
Thank you, Eric. And now it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Mina Chang, who is our Chief Medical Officer at Hospice.
Hi, good evening and welcome. My name is Mina Chang and I'm Chief Medical Officer and Hospice Medical Director. And it's a pleasure to have you with us in person tonight. Tonight we're here to gather in honor and remembrance of our departed ones or to honor a special individual. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you all for attending tonight. And the following, I would like to thank Alamo Women's Club and National Charity League. Thank you to Pam Bowie and Rod Watkins as our musicians. I would like to thank Eric Redney and Redney Associates for their sponsorship, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Blue and Roy August. Here are some highlights of our recent accomplishments and ongoing services. We are proud to provide hospice services to over 1,500 patients and families each year, and with 128 residents from Alamo benefiting from our care in the current year. Our community-based palliative care program has shown significant growth, having served over 78 patients. Founded in 1977, Hospice East Bay is the only not-for-profit hospice located in Contra Costa County. We have been committed to providing high-quality, compassionate care to all those needing our services, regardless of the ability to pay for it. Our service area includes Contra Costa County, Solano, and part of Alameda County. We are very proud of the unique programs we can offer due to donors like you who support us through events like our Tree of Light ceremonies. Some of these programs include music therapists who use music as a therapeutic tool to reduce pain and anxiety and to bring some joy to families. Our veteran-centered care program, with your support, we have a full-time social worker to help assist veterans and their families through their unique end-of-life needs, including getting the support and benefits they have earned through their services they have provided to our country. Bereavement services are now both in person and virtually. We are very proud that these services are available to anyone in our community, regardless of whether their family was on services with us. I also want to recognize Bruns House, which is our inpatient facility here in Alamo on Miranda Avenue, providing inpatient level of care for patients who may have during their journey have uncontrolled symptoms. We also operate 6 thrift shops that play a vital role in supporting programs, and we gratefully accept donations of gently used items. To enhance convenience, we have established an online store where you can now shop from the comfort of your home or while on the road. I want to share a story about an experience when I took care of a patient at Bruns House down the street. This lady came to our Bruns House due to uncontrolled symptoms, and she was with us a few days. She was an Army veteran. She served in the 1970s, and that's where she met her spouse, who was also an Army veteran. Prior to her passing, we were honored to do a pinning ceremony for her, as well as her spouse. And the pinning ceremony included 3 of our Hospice East Bay female veterans, and one is a Army veteran. The other is a Navy veteran, and then the other Hospice East Bay employee is a Air Force veteran. And the 3 female veterans were able to be present and participate and support the pinning ceremony for her. And it was really a blessing. I was also present during the ceremony. It was a blessing to support and serve this patient. We're honored to be a part of this community. And if you have any questions, please come see me or any of our staff, or you can come to our website at www.hospiceeastbay.org. Thanks for joining us today and your continued support of Hospice East Bay and our commitment to the communities we serve. Next, we're going to music, followed by Anne Mimiaka.
Thank you so much. You guys were wonderful. I'm going to read a poem called Shipwreck. It's an excerpt taken from a blog attributed to G. Snow. As for grief, you'll find it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning with wreckage all around you. Everything floating around you reminds you of the beauty and the magnificence of the ship that was and is no more. And all you can do is float. Find some piece of the wreckage and you hang on for a while. Maybe it's some physical thing. Maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph. Maybe it's a person who is also floating. For a while, all you can do is float. Stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall and crash over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and don't even give you time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall. But they come further apart. When they come, they still crash over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe. You can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It might be a song, a picture, a street intersection, the smell of a cup of coffee. It can be just about anything, and the waves come crashing. But in between the waves, there is life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody. You find that the waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming, an anniversary, a birthday, or Christmas, or landing at O'Hare. You can see it coming for the most part and prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know that somehow you will again come out the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, still hanging on to some tiny piece of the wreckage, but you'll come out. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you don't really want them to, but you learn that you'll survive them, and other waves will come, and you'll survive them too. Next up, if you guys want to twist the bottom of your candles, you can turn the candles on, and Mott's Wallen will have the honor of reading the names.
Thank you, Anne. I've had the honor of doing this for 8 years, and I do practice these names. But we know that names are not always the easiest to remember or how to pronounce them because we're all unique individuals. So what I ask you to do today is when I read the name, is to hear it in the voice you want to hear it the way you want it to be heard. And again, it is a way for us to show the respect and the fact that these people, we remember them. Betty Alton, Travis S. August, Forrest W. August, Arthur Baker, Gertie Beggs, Dr. Edmund Bayer, Richard Buscalia, Linda P. Cardiff, Christine Chase, Nancy Cutzinger, David and John, Bill Dunkel, Patricia Evans, Jude, Dr. and Mrs. George Faher, Ronald Gibson, Gina Goforth Gozell, Pamela and Waddell Goldbeck, Mr. and Mrs. Phelps Guild, Wheezy Haynes, Jeannie Hughes, Mary Josie, Rita the Durin. Doris Martha Kiefer. Richard Kohler. Jan Liebert. Rhea Lorio. Douglas Luengo. John M. Mahoney. Gary Mariani. Margaret McCollum. Kathleen and Daniel McCarthy. Kendra Morse. Betty Jo Olson. Alice B. Ortiz. Andrea Peterson. Jane Potter. Judy Reed. Kathy Reed. Captain Joseph C. Royce. Kathy Roselle Alamo. Lieutenant Myron Rudd. Veronica Smith. Jean Spear. Kathy Stifel. Calliope Stone. Tom Terrell. Peter Uniac. Nilofer Vania. Dave Young. Thank you. What I would like to do is ask everybody to come outside and we will light the tree. I want to thank all of you again for attending today's ceremony. And today I would like to present to you the Alamo Tree of Life. I want to tell everybody the same thing every year. This tree will be lit throughout the holidays. What I ask you to do is when you drive by here, look up at the tree. Maybe today, find a light. Make that your light. Make that the light that makes you remember the person you love that's no longer here. And so this way, every time you drive by this tree, I hope you will have some memory of that person and appreciate what they have meant to you in your life. I thank you all for coming today. Really appreciate the fact that you came out in the rain and the traffic. And we thank you so much for the continuing support of Hospice East Bay. So thank you.